This lecture is going to run in several parts, so we'll get started with part 1, goal setting and strategic planning. Let's answer some of these questions. What's a goal? What is goal setting? And what does goal setting have to do with organization development? Well, a goal is whatever you're trying to accomplish. Why are you doing what you're doing? Goal setting, that's a specific outcome that an individual, a team, or, mostly organizations, since we're looking at organization development, are working towards. Let's review some key things in goal setting theory. First of all, it can be organization-wide or all the way down to one individual. In an organization, you tend to see it at many levels. Top of the organization, department, and individual, all working together. Incidentally, you can pause this at any time if you want to look at the slides a little more closely. Some major findings in the research for goal setting: if you look at setting more difficult goals, they usually tend to produce better results. Of course, the more specific a goal can be, the more focused someone can be on achieving it. The kind of goals that are I'm going to do my best really don't define how much effort someone needs to put into a goal. Thing to remember, if goals are too hard, people won't do them. They'll just say forget about it. Other thing we do know is that when people participate in setting goals, they feel a sense of commitment to them, and feedback improves performance. An interesting thing is that individual differences really don't affect goal setting. So whether it's you or me, if the goal is specific enough and difficult but not too hard, we're going to achieve it. Education and position doesn't have an effect on it either. You don't need a master's degree. It's important to know that goal setting in teams is a special circumstance, and also throughout the goal setting and goal achieving process, the support of management is absolutely critical. We're going to look at two kinds of planning today: strategic planning, operational planning. Strategic planning is developing, like from scratch, mission, vision, etc., long-range objectives, determining in advance how an organization will accomplish its goals. Operational planning is more the setting of short-range objectives, medium-range objectives, and that's more at the department and individual level. Here's a strategic planning model that I have found useful over the years. I learned this way back at Loyola in my organization development curriculum. George Odiorn is the one who I sort of have based this on. This is the from scratch thing. You have a vision, you have a mission. From the mission, you develop values, a philosophy of management. You do a situation analysis. From the situation analysis, or environmental scanning was also called, you do a SWOT analysis. You develop goals based on the SWOT analysis. From those goals, you determine what strategy you're going to do. Then you get into the operational planning, which is long-range, medium-range, short-range plans. This slide explains a little bit what each of these terms mean. Your vision is your foundation. Your mission is your purpose or your reason for being. The values and philosophy are your guiding principles. Through data gathering and analysis, you go through situation analysis, the SWOT, and develop the goals. Strategies are based on your SWOT analysis, and strategies determine what kind of resources you're going to use. Resources are always based on need and priority, or at least they should be. I shouldn't say they already are. In actuality, there's a lot of other variables that come into play, including power, politics, that type of thing. And we'll talk about planning in just a second. Depending on where you are in the organization, you'll see that there are different types of strategy, different time horizons, and kind of like a thumbnail gauge of whether it's strategic planning or operational planning. This kind of planning occurs in all the functional areas. We've got operations, marketing, finance, human resources, and a host of others. I like this little Dilbert cartoon. Our executive have started their annual strategic planning sessions. This involves sitting in a room with inadequate data until an illusion of knowledge is attained. Then we'll reorganize, because that's what we know how to do. And Wally says, have you tried it with a magazine? All too often, this is an experience that many people go through with strategic planning.